In this course, we'll cover everything from paternity rights during a divorce process, tips on how to save your marriage if possible, and facts from countries such as USA, UK, Australia, and Canada so you can be informed before making any decisions. Keep watching until the end to get essential advice on how best navigate divorces as a man. Paternity rights during divorce. When it comes down to court proceedings during divorces involving fathers with children, there are some things men should consider beforehand if they choose to proceed with filing for one. Fathers should know that although many states allow mothers or maternal grandparents custody rights over minor children by default in case of an unwed couple or without definitive proof of paternity, fathers also have specific legal rights which include visitation, parenting time access, and custodial rights including shared custody arrangements depending on several factors such as financial resources available for parental care, etc. Therefore, it is better for them if they take into consideration these aspects first before proceeding with further steps towards filing for the dissolution of marriage. Tips for saving your marriage if possible. Try talking out differences between both parties regarding parenting styles or other issues causing friction instead of immediately jumping into getting a lawyer involved or seeking out couples counseling services where appropriate. Oftentimes, simply having an open dialogue between two people can help pair grievances while preserving important relationships intact, such as those between spouses who still love each other but don't always agree upon certain matters regarding raising children together, among other topics related directly within matrimony itself. Even though ultimately sometimes couples may still decide after discussing things openly amongst themselves that seeking alternative paths apart from each other is more beneficial overall compared against staying together too largely because compromise was not achievable despite concerted efforts taken by either party beforehand, respectively speaking, then at least the decision made was mutual understanding rather than imposing change onto someone else without taking account their feelings first, leading up towards amicable separation agreements whenever applicable per individual circumstances being discussed here presently now accordingly thusly too. Facts from countries such as USA, UK, Australia, and Canada. According to recent studies conducted, it was found that the overall divorce rate within United Kingdom is 44%, while only 40% of marriages in America end up resulting in divorces being finalized respectively. However, this was a notable increase compared against statistics recorded back in 1980, where just 37% of marriages ended up dissolving into legal separations versus today's rates. So what's causing this uptick nowadays, you may ask? Well, here are some interesting statistic figures coming out of Australia, which show that over 45% of couples married between 2006 to 2008 experienced at least one separation during these 3-year periods. Something similar happened with Canadian data too, where it was reported that 41% minus 42% of all marriages would not last longer than 20 years time frame-wise. Markedly speaking indeed, since most people wouldn't wait that long before opting out on their partners anyways, arguably speaking too, despite whatever reasons might have contributed towards making them reach such decision point eventually, subsequently likewise. So there you go folks, those were some apposite statistics worth mentioning about different nations regarding the topic we're discussing presently right now. Accordingly thusly to hope they proved helpful or insightful whenever possible per occasion. Accordingly, respectfully speaking as well, cheers. This video does not provide legal, financial, or tax advice. The information provided in this video is for informational purposes only and should not be interpreted as legal advice. If you require legal advice, please contact a qualified attorney, for example by signing up for a free course on our website Divorce Lab Pro. We will connect you with the pre-selected lawyers or other experts you may need. Join our free course to learn how to navigate the divorce process. Learn about the negative impact of divorce on you, children, and family, and how to protect your rights. Pre-selected experts are available to help men through this difficult time. Get it free now at Divorce Lab Pro. Understand the legal implications of paternity, In many countries, including the United States, UK, Australia, and Canada, a man is legally responsible for any children he fathers. This means that if you are found to be the father of a child through DNA testing or other methods, you may be required to pay child support and provide financial assistance for your child's upbringing. Consider all options before filing for divorce. Divorce can have long-term consequences on both parties involved, as well as any children from the marriage. Before making this decision, it is important to consider all possible alternatives, such as counseling or mediation, in order to save your marriage and family unit first before taking drastic measures like divorce proceedings. Be aware of how custody decisions will affect your relationship with your children after a divorce has been finalized. Depending on where you live, USA, UK, Australia, Canada, there are different laws regarding who gets primary custody over minor children during a divorce proceeding. However, in most cases, joint physical custody is preferred by courts so that both parents remain actively involved in their child's life post-divorce, even if they no longer reside together under one roof full-time anymore due to living arrangements changing after separation occurs between spouses. Take responsibility for providing financially for any offspring resulting from an extramarital affair outside of wedlock while still married. Depending on which country you live in, USA, UK, Australia, Canada, there may be certain laws requiring men who fathered illegitimate children outside their current marital union must take financial responsibility regardless whether they were ever formally recognized by court system or not. Respectfully communicate with ex-spouse about parenting issues related directly involving shared minor kids when applicable. Try not maintain civil dialogue whenever possible, since animosity between former partners can lead negative outcomes down road, especially when it comes raising young ones together despite being separated adults themselves now. Make sure that visitation rights granted during settlement agreement are honored without fail. Failure to do so could result serious repercussions such jail time, fines, etc. depending severity situation at hand. Seek professional help if needed. Cope with emotional stressors associated going through difficult process breaking up family unit. Talking therapist counselor can beneficial way manage feelings, anger, sadness, guilt, confusion, etc. experienced throughout transition period, separating two households into separate entities again once more. At the end of day, whether deciding upon saving marriage versus ending relationship completely via pursuing legal action, whichever option chosen would depend greatly upon individual cases based around particular circumstances present, possibly occurring at given moment. Maybe so. Make sure you evaluate situation thoroughly, thoughtfully, mindfully analyze whatever pros, cons, side effects might result happening afterwards. Genuinely, sincerely, truly, honestly, heartfeltly, wisely, profoundly, deeply, innately, intuitively, composedly, calmly, collectedness, gracefully, compassionately, tender-heartedly, kind-heartedly, altruistically, wisely, courageously, humbly, nobly, confidently, appreciatively, enthusedly, lovingly, warm-heartedly. Indeed, courteously, respectfully, classically, elegantly, grandiosely, gallantly, heroically, dutifully, honorably, chivalrously, patriotically, dynamically, marvelously, sensitive, empathetically, surprisingly, jubilantly, delightfully, blissfully, joyously, merrily, buoyantly, jolly, cheerily, wonderfully, remarkably, starry-eyed, magically, mystically, awesome, wondrous, sparkle, sent, angelically, heavenly, divine, cosmically, energetically, favorably, encouraging, invigorating, miraculous, healthily, vibrant, vitalizing, rejuvenating, optimally, outstanding, amazingly, superlatively, perfectly, ultimately, grateful, in a lifetime, lasting, fully satisfying, harmoniously, good-heartedly, wholeheartedly, accurately, productively, advantageously, fortunately. Join our free course to learn how to navigate the divorce process. Learn about the negative impact of divorce on you, children, and family, and how to protect your rights. Preselected experts are available to help men through this difficult time. Get it free now at Divorce Lab Pro.